You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome in. Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. My name is Mark Farzetta. It's great to have you along for the ride, no matter how bumpy the ride is. Oh, my goodness. I was so excited going into tonight. Tyrese Maxey's going to play. You hear from Nick Nurse at yesterday's practice. Tyrese Maxey's doing everything. He's probably going to play, though on a strict minute restriction, plays 20 minutes tonight, but I'm excited that he's going to at least be out there and playing. He's in the starting five, as is Joel Embiid, as is Paul George. For the first time, these guys are playing together, and it barely even lasted a half. I mean, Tyrese Maxey played 6 minutes, I believe it was, 5 minutes in the first quarter. Didn't see him all in the second quarter. Came out later in the third, and Paul George leaves within a minute of the third quarter. And it turns out Shams Charania puts it out there saying that he hyperextended his left knee. Yes, the same left knee that he hyperextended in the preseason and caused him to miss the early goings of this Philadelphia 76ers season when Tyrese Maxey was actually healthy. And you thought you might have an opportunity for Embiid and Maxey and George to start things off, maybe sooner rather than later, and injuries happen. And then you get him out there tonight and you think you finally got him together. And it was after this team meeting. Oh, man, here we go. We got the team meeting. We got everybody back. We got Maxey healthy. Here we go. And no, although I didn't have a huge problem with the Sixers' effort tonight, I had a huge problem with the Memphis Grizzlies hitting 19 threes on the Sixers. That was my bigger issue tonight. There's a couple of things, and we'll get into it in a second, but first I got to tell you, this is Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia for your Locked On 76ers postcasts. We also have you covered with your Eagles postcast with Jason Martinez and Harry Mays. And I also got you covered for Phillies season with Locked On Phillies postcasts. We'll take you through that again. And I also have to tell you that your favorite podcast now has a newsletter introducing the Locked On 76ers daily newsletter. One stop for ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with the all-new free Locked On 76ers newsletter. And this particular episode of Locked On 76ers Postcast is brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even have to win on Prize Picks to receive the $50 bonus dollars. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Three big things, as we do each and every program. Three big things. Number one, Joel Embiid led all scorers with 35 points, and it was the most infuriating 35 points I've seen from him in quite some time. Now, was I happy? Bottom line, to at least see him go out there and go to the line as often as he did, attack the rim as often as he did, get rebounds like he did tonight, 35 points, 11 rebounds, 9 on the defensive end, 2 on the offensive end, 3 turnovers for 35 minutes, touching the ball as much as he did. Only 3 turnovers ain't too bad. The one at the end of the game when the Sixers were trying to make the last-ditch effort, could have done without that. Don't think the ball should have been in his hands at that point, to be honest with you. We'll get to that a little bit later. But 35 points in 35 minutes. Let's go in the Wayback Machine for a second because this is the first postcast we're doing since that little team meeting that happened. Now, it seems that a lot of people have glossed over a couple of the facts that I feel are very important for this team meeting. One, the meeting, it's almost like people are attributing it to the Tyrese Maxey calling the meeting. He didn't call the meeting. Kyle Lowry called the meeting, which makes me think that really Nick Nurse called the meeting. And this is my take on all the information I've read and looked into all that stuff. This is my take on it. Nick Nurse was done. Nick Nurse was, I'm out. I can't say another thing. I don't know what I can do to make this team try to play better. We have to have some kind of, truthful moment. So who's he tap on? He taps on his man, Kyle Lowry, who he had in Toronto for all those years. And he probably said to Kyle Lowry, in my opinion, is, hey, Kyle, you got to call something here. This has got to come from the players. And if they want to say something to me, I'm happy to listen, and we'll have a conversation. We'll all have a conversation here. I think it was at the urging of Nick Nurse that Kyle Lowry called the meeting. Bottom line, Kyle Lowry calls the meeting. Everyone starts talking, and that's when Tyrese Maxey issues the challenge to Joel Embiid. Maxey, the guy who at the time wasn't playing, is challenging Joel Embiid, the leader of a team that's 2-11 at the time, now 2-12. Basketball's fun. Now 2-12, and Tyrese Maxey has to tell Joel Embiid to show up on time, to act like he basically gives a damn. Maxey had to do that. I know now he's another max contract player, but Maxey is supposed to still be the young pup compared to the 30-year-old Joel Embiid. The 2-11 record wasn't enough of a message to the rest of the squad that, hey, all leaders on deck, playing or not. But apparently not. And I have all the respect, love, and admiration for Tyrese Maxey to have the cojones to say to Joel Embiid, dude, get it together. So with that being said, I know that Joel Embiid was a little under the weather in that Miami game, played 31 minutes, and it was a rather poor 31 minutes. We'll put it to you like that, okay? And then after a little urging, and this is why the 35 points were so damn frustrating. After a little urging from Tyrese Maxey, after a little nudge from Tyrese Maxey, all of a sudden, Joel Embiid remembers where the rim's at. Oh, my goodness gracious. And he attacks the rim. He actually goes to the free throw line. And in tonight's game, he did not shoot a single free throw 2 nights ago against the Miami Heat. He went 0 for 0. And then, after a little encouraging, all of a sudden, 14 for 14 from the free throw line. And he's the same old Joel Embiid, foul hunting, drawing fouls left and right, getting to the line, making things happen. 14 of his 35 points come from the charity stripe. So it was really a lack of motivation more so than anything for Joel Embiid. Okay. Hey, look, if this is the way he's going to play for the rest of the season when he plays, then I'm a happy camper. So, look, I said that coming out of the meeting, Joel Embiid, this is going to be the moment of truth. This was going to be the crossroads for the 76ers. This was going to be the fork in the road, rather, okay? This was either going to be the beginning of the end of the Joel Embiid-led 76ers, or it was going to be the beginning of the Maxi McCain-led 76ers. So either way, the Sixers were going to start on the upswing of things, whether it was going to be because Joel Embiid turned it around or was it going to be because the baton was then passed to Tyrese Maxey to become the leader of this team. So for Sixers fans, it was only going to go up. Now, it might take a little longer in the Maxi McCain era for that to really bear fruit, as in something that would, maybe this team could be an Eastern Conference championship team, something like that. That's going to be a little bit, especially if you're getting nothing from Joel Embiid, especially if the Sixers are going to move on from Joel Embiid, which, by the way, they only signed a $190 million contract extension over 3 years this past offseason. Anyway, Joel Embiid had 35 points tonight. He had a double-double in 35 minutes, and he was on the floor a lot. I thought, for the most part, there were a couple instances where he didn't really have the spring in his step in the basketball game tonight in terms of going after rebounds. There was a couple of more that he left out there. But all in all, still a guy trying to play himself into basketball shape. I'm happy with 35 points. I'm happy with 11 rebounds. If you would have told me that that was what Joel Embiid was going to get tonight, and again, 35 minutes, averaging a point a minute, if that's what he was going to get you, I'm a happy camper. Now, watching him play, it was 10 times better than what I saw in Miami, because that was atrocious. And I was not kind to him on that postcast either. So yes, Joel Embiid, happy with the final stat line from him, happy with the overall effort from him. It was the response I wanted to see from him after being called out by Tyrese Maxey and challenged by Tyrese Maxey, but albeit infuriating, because he is still that good, and that good of a player is still in Joel Embiid, and he needs Tyrese Maxey to remind him to show up on time and play hard. That's what's infuriating about it. Number 2 on the 3 big things list here. Look, the term during the broadcast got used, snake bit. I'm not going to go down the snake bit aisle, okay? It does suck, though, big time, that you finally get these guys together. Maxi is on one of the strictest minute restrictions I can remember, maybe even going back to Joel Embiid. The year after he got snubbed for the Rookie of the Year, and he kicked that chair. I remember I was at that game, and he kicked the chair. I was so frustrated he wanted to go back in the game, but he could only play 25 minutes. Such a gamer. And Maxi's out there, plays 5 minutes of the first half. Hold on, let me looks to notes. Maxi played 4 minutes. Holy shit. 4 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes. 5 minutes in the first quarter. He had 4 minutes. He did not play in the second quarter. So 4 minutes in the first half. Sixers at the end of the first quarter was tied 31-31. Maxi had 4 points in the 5 minutes. George was 0 for 1, 0 points. Memphis was 5 from 11 from beyond the arc. So the proof was already in the pudding that they were going to have that kind of night for beyond the arc. And then Embiid had 10 points at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, Maxi doesn't play. Oh, my goodness gracious. That was not at all a fun quarter. The third quarter was not at all a fun quarter, though better than the second quarter. The second quarter this time is the Achilles heel in this one for the Sixers. They lose it by 10 points, 32-22. Maxi going out there playing in the first quarter was great to see him. I was surprised he didn't get any run in the second quarter. Came out and played a little bit in the third. Came out and played mostly in the fourth quarter when he could have really used him. His timing was clearly off. He was 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. Like I said, the timing just wasn't there for him tonight. They were trying to get on the same page as far as ball movement. That was a little difficult as well. They were trying to set him up for shots. He wasn't knocking them down. It was a tough one. He had a couple of good drives later in the game in that fourth quarter that helped the Sixers kind of spurt a little bit of a comeback there late in the fourth quarter, but it was just far too little too late. Did not play a lot. Got an awful travel call against him at about the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. Sixers started to make a run of it, 68-64 after Yabusele knocks down a couple of threes. Maxi in transition gets called for a travel. I thought he was fouled. Couple of plays later, Yabusele's up at the top of the key playing some solid defense, and he gets called for a foul when it should have been a backcourt violation or a travel on Memphis. So not both ways there tonight as far as the officiating went, but I thought Maxi should have gotten away with. I thought he should have been called. I thought Memphis should have been called for a foul on Maxi, and it was right when the Sixers were trying to really get back into the game. It was 68-64 at the time, and then another just rain of threes from the Memphis Grizzlies. But Maxi, Embiid, Paul George, all supposed to be out there tonight doing their thing. And in the first minute of the third quarter, George leaves. Originally, I saw him come down, and it looked like he was trying to avoid the foot of Bane while George was trying to come down for a rebound or coming down with a rebound. And he stepped down awkwardly, and I thought he rolled his ankle. And I know Allah Abdelnabi on the broadcast thought the same thing. He rolled his ankle. Then you saw the rear camera angle of the play. So you see it from behind Paul George, and you could clearly see the hyperextension again, just like he did, unfortunately, in the preseason, did it again. So Maxi, Embiid, and Paul George played together for about 6 minutes and 10 seconds. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Excitement about the big three. 6 minutes and 10 seconds in a game that was barely a game up until the closing minutes of the game when the Sixers are trying to stage that comeback. So I look at Embiid's performance tonight. Look at the fact that the big three barely played together. And then I look, the third thing I'm just looking at overall with the Sixers team is, well, when will it end? When will this end? When will the 76ers stop being terrible at basketball? Now, here's what I'm going to say. Tonight, I thought for the most part, okay, not 100 out of 100, okay, but for the most part, I thought tonight's effort was really good. A lot of contested threes. There were some that weren't. There was one, I think it was the last three of the game. I think it was the 19th three of the game for the Grizzlies. Like Andre Drummond's hand was in the face of Bane because I got caught in a switch. And that happened on more than one instance. But overall, I thought the effort was good tonight from the Sixers. They just couldn't hit threes again. Same thing. You shoot 24% from beyond the arc against the Heat. You lose that game. For the majority of this game, up until Yabusele started hitting some threes, and he was 5 for 6 from beyond the arc. Jared McCain had a couple of threes later in the game, too. 33% from beyond the arc. It was like 28% for the vast majority of the game. Struggling from beyond the arc for the 76ers through most of tonight's basketball game. And I just like to know, I would really like to know when it ends. If this is the version of Joel Embiid you're going to get for the rest of the season whenever he's healthy, well, then you're going to start winning basketball games. If Tyrese Maxey is going to click it into high gear after this, if the minute restriction comes off after a couple of games, maybe even after 2 games, then you're going to start winning basketball games. If you have Joel Embiid, Jared McCain, and Tyrese Maxey, and a supporting cast of Yabusele. If it's Yabusele's turn to hit threes, then Yabusele's got to hit threes. If Caleb Martin's got to knock down threes, then it's your turn to knock down threes. If Kelly Oubre is going to give you that quick spark in the third quarter, somewhere along the line where he gets his own little personal 6-0 run or whatever, then that's got to that has to happen. But it's all going to start with Joel Embiid. So I hope this was the major step forward that we wanted to see from Joel Embiid. Because I still believe that the Sixers' best chances of winning a championship in the near future is Joel Embiid playing like an MVP. Like we know he can play. Sixers are going to have the Brooklyn Nets, by the way, coming up next. So overall, big 3 things that I look at in tonight's game. I look at Joel Embiid's performance, although infuriating, still pleased. The big 3 being together for about 6 minutes tonight. Whoopity-doo. Hopefully it's not serious with Paul George leaving the game with the hyperextended knee, the same knee again. And then the third thing is, when does it end? It's always something. The last 2 games, it's been allowing the opposition to just knock down threes blindfolded. This particular game, it was that second quarter. They were unconscious. Memphis Grizzlies unconscious. In the first half, they ended it on an 11-3 run. They won the quarter 32-22. Bane had 11 points in the second quarter. Memphis was shooting 50% from 3. 13 for 26 in the first half. Sixers, conversely, 4 for 18. That's not good. That's the opposite. That's pretty terrible. All right, I'm way late to hit my first break. So anyway, those are the big 3 things I look at. Coming up, we'll take a look at that meeting. One more thing from Nick Nurse that he took 90 minutes to address the media. Whether or not this can be the change, and if it's not, what is? Back after this, Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, Locked On 76ers Postcast. FanDuel. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can get a $5 bet. That's right. Make a $5 bet, win that bet, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets. That's right. You win that first $5 bet for new customers, you get $150 in bonus bets. That's a big win for you on FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets in the NFL and in the NBA. For the NFL, it's all in one place. So if you have a hunch in the middle of the game, don't ignore that. You can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets with FanDuel. So check out all things FanDuel has to offer when it comes to the NBA, when it comes to the NFL. Everything with FanDuel. FanDuel, visit FanDuel.com today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet at FanDuel.com. How about the Super Bowl odds right now on FanDuel? The Detroit Lions going off at plus 350. Kansas City Chiefs going off at plus 500. The Bills, who just beat the Chiefs, are at plus 650. Your Philadelphia Eagles and Baltimore Ravens are at plus 800. The Dallas Cowboys, geez, oh, man, where are they? Oh, I can't find. Oh, my, did they go that low? I don't even think. Oh, my goodness, they're at plus 100,000. That's just fun. That's just fun to say out loud. As far as season awards go, MVP, Josh Allen going off at plus 125. Jalen Hurts at plus 1,700. Saquon Barkley at plus 6,500. That's what it's looking at right now on FanDuel. So check out FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Before we get to our chat check in the next segment, definitely want to ask this question. Are you pro or con Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey playing in the same starting five? Are you pro or con, for or against, yay or nay, Nick Nurse's idea to have Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain in the same starting lineup? I'm all for it. I think the Sixers team just can't afford to not have their best players play at the same time. I'll be curious to see how long that lasts. I'll be curious to see how long Paul George is out, if he does miss another extended period of time with this hyperextended left knee again. But I think they're going to need all the firepower they can get in that starting lineup. I really liked the ball movement in the early going of this game. And the Sixers, to me, looked like a team that had a real talk session for 90 minutes in their locker room after an embarrassing loss to Miami. In the same game to the Miami Heat, the Sixers, I mean, obviously, the Sixers had their largest lead of the season, 19 points, and then blew their largest lead of the season. Like, obviously, you lose that game, that stat's going to run hand in hand, but just to say it out loud and hear other people say it just goes, oh, God, that's terrible. So what does Nick Nurse do? I think he tries to activate a veteran in Kyle Lowry to go out there and say, hey, I got time for a meeting. Kyle Lowry gets it going. Then the floodgates start opening. Players are starting to call for coaches. Coaches are starting to call for players. Fine, you want us to coach you harder? Fine. Well, here's what we want from you. I want Joel Embiid. Maxie's got something to say to you. Be on time. Okay. We have aired the grievances. We have had our early Festivus tradition where everyone's airing their grievances. The Sixers in the early goings of this game, and actually to help close it out, looked like a team that was playing some version of inspired basketball. They were playing much better than what we saw going up against the Miami Heat. And to me, I think that speaks a lot for the type of team that this could be. The type of team that this could be when they're healthy. And this is, when I say healthy, I'm really just referring to Joel Embiid. I don't know what to expect right now from Paul George. Unfortunately, I'll take a look at social media before we get out of here and see if anything else has been posted outside of Shams Charania's hyperextension of his left knee for Paul George. But I'm talking about getting Maxi back. I'm talking about at 100%. I'm talking about Joel Embiid no longer being a question as to whether or not he's still playing himself into basketball shape. He just played 35 minutes. He doesn't have to play tomorrow. Doesn't have to play the day after that. Or somebody has to play the day after that. So he's got the full off. It's not a back-to-back. And he's going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Go win that game. When I ask the question, when does it end? Let's make it end tonight. That's what we're crossing our fingers for. Also, one more thing about tonight's game. Before I take the next break. Jared McCain is such a player, man. And I maintain the point that the Sixers did not know how good he was going to be. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's perfect from the free throw line in his NBA career to this point. This is a guy that shot 88.5% from the free throw line while at Duke. And this is a guy that's shooting 100% right now in the NBA. This is a guy that has every ounce of confidence in his game. And he's not trying to adjust, at least nothing that's taking him off his game. He's not trying to adjust what he's doing to try to, fit into other players. No, if he's got a lane, he's going. And I referenced earlier that Joel Embiid having the ball in his hands in that last legit shot that the Sixers had to really make this something special when it was 115 to 111. And the Sixers got the ball in transition. You saw Joel Embiid come up the court with it. And he gets the ball at the foul line extended on the perimeter, puts the ball in, that's when he put the ball on the ground, and then he starts dribbling around with it. and Jared McCain's open. Then Joel Embiid puts the ball on the floor, tries to go inside. I don't know if he lost it or if he was trying to have Kelly Oubre open in the corner. Didn't expect Kelly Oubre to collapse in towards the rack. And Joel Embiid put it up. I don't know if he lost it or he was trying to give it to Oubre, and he lost it. Turnover goes the other way. That was the last opportunity the Sixers had to really make this a game. And I thought the obvious play there was to get the ball in Jared McCain's hands. And he was there. He was on the perimeter. A kick out to him, it's a different ball game, maybe. Maybe it's a 1-point game. I think there was 25 seconds left. And then later in the game, or right before that, I think it was, Joel Embiid had the dumb foul. I don't know, but it was awful. I don't know what he was doing, is what I'm saying. I don't know what he was doing, but Jared McCain, I thought, should have had the ball in his hands to take a three, make it a 1-point game. That way, if Memphis goes down, they either hit a jumper, they hit another three, get into foul territory again, and you still have a shot. But I did not think Joel Embiid attacking the rim was the play there. If he was, it was for a kick out to McCain, not to Oubre, who it looked like he was maybe trying to set up there. But that was a bit of a rough one. All right. When we get back, we'll take a look at our comments in the comment section. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, Locked On Sixers Postcast. We'll take a look at where the Sixers are headed for a second. That's when we come back here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. Prize Picks. You guys heard me talking a lot about Prize Picks. How great is Prize Picks? Have yourself a good time with Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks helped me out tonight because I picked more on Joel Embiid, 30 points. He got 35. Good for me. Less, I did not have Jared McCain getting 20, but he got 20, so it didn't help me out there. I doubted the young fella. Thought Maxi coming back would hurt his minutes a little bit. Nope, played 40. He played 40 minutes tonight. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, that is. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players on their shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks puts the members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, and they often do, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes with Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers Venmo for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even have to win to receive the 50 bonus dollars guaranteed. That's right, it's guaranteed. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this basketball season. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are not going to go off? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Once again, download the app today. Use promo code LOCKEDONNBA and get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, before we take a look at where the 76ers are going to be heading next, I want to see what you good people are saying. Crazy, you're up first. What's happening? Leading off for us once again. Never an injured starter. Crazy. There you go. You're always there. You always show up, and you're in the lineup, my friend. When you said last stream, this team isn't firing Nick or Morey, so I don't have to say to this team should be focused on losing games. I still don't think they're firing Morey. I still don't think they're firing Nick Nurse, and I do not want them to tank. I do not want them to tank. That's why they go, George. That why they go, George. Always hurt. Thank you, KC. Got George. Always because they're always hurt because he's tanking. Bam Man 100. What's up? A team that can't make threes and plays bad defense when it even bothers to do that in the first place isn't winning a lot of NBA games. That's true. That's the bottom line. I concur with all of this. A bit off point, but I saw Slay on the facility and he was asked how the defense got so much better. Okay, that's football. Starring Harden. Okay, good, that's good. Oh, I froze for a second. What? It feels like they should start playing good ball soon, but it's felt that way for a while. Well, Maxi being healthy and Joel Embiid being back, I got confidence they're going to start winning games. Sir Sketchable. Only 76ers could turn 3 max contracts in a Rookie of the Year candidate into 2 and 12. That's beautiful. Thank you for that laugh. I needed it. Shanked. What's happening? I will say, as an outsider looking at Philadelphia 76ers are just crumbling from within. Embiid, ever since his MVP season, has lost his confidence and desire to work harder. Well, hopefully that fire got lit under his old behind tonight, or 2 nights ago. I always thought that he puts blame on everybody else, but he needs to put blame on himself. He blames everybody from Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, James Harden, and probably will blame PG. Well, I don't think he ever blamed Jimmy Butler. He definitely blamed Ben Simmons, possibly James Harden, and maybe PG. Although James Harden, what did James Harden have that like 40-point night in game 1 against the Celtics when Embiid didn't play? Pretty rough. Pretty rough. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. I mentioned Maxi got his 20 minutes in tonight, 8 points in 20 minutes. Memphis made 19 threes and beat 35 points to lead all scorers. Brooklyn Nets visit the Philadelphia 76ers. The 2-12 Philadelphia 76ers. The Nets 6-9 on the season. This is fun. The Nets are coming off a win, their 6th win of the season against the Charlotte Hornets. A 1-point win. Good for them. Sixers are favored by 7.5 points right now against the Brooklyn Nets. Sixers are favored by 3.5 points tonight. So that shows you. All right, there you go. So, yeah, let's hope the Sixers – let's go for win number 3. Win number 3. Looking at your next handful of games, by the way, for your 10-9-8 76ers. Brooklyn, they got the Nets, Clippers, Rockets, Pistons. And then they got the Hornets again. Then back-to-backs with Orlando. Well, Wednesday and Friday with Orlando. Good times. We're all having a good time. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back with you guys Friday night following the Sixers win. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Against the Brooklyn Nets, and the Sixers officially turning it around. Oh, I did promise you I would just give one last. I knew there was something. Did I sound distracted? Because I knew there was something. No. All right, I'm not seeing anything more with Paul George's injury. Yeah, no, just the hyperextended knee. I don't say that just a hyperextended knee, but just what we already knew at the start of the show, it's still going on right now. Give you this last. Yep, that's the latest. Still hyperextended knee. Keep your fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia for your Locked On 76ers postcast. See you guys on Friday. Bye.